So now that you're here, what makes the Shillong Literary Festival special? I'm sure you've been to a lot of literary festivals, be it here in India and abroad. What makes this one special?
Well, for one, it's the prettiest festival I've ever attended.
Mhm.
Just look at it. I mean, who wouldn't
So let's
want to
let's
be
just do this
in a
because there are
setting
a lot
like
of
this?
uh,
I wish
lovely
we had
young
more
people
time as
here.
writers
I
to
can
spend
see them. There
taking
are
it
keen
in, but
writers too.
next time,
Little bit
next time
Correct.
we
interested.
come back.
Now,
Apart
Abha
from
is
that,
there.
I think it's the intimacy of the festival.
Tell
Sometimes
me, how
festivals
did
turn
you
into huge,
I mean,
like a
how did you
jamboree,
want
like a
to do
circus.
motorcycling?
You don't get the chance to interact with other writers, with
Correct.
local journalists,
Hmm.
to take in the sights, to enjoy any of it. You go from your session and you're marched off to the next session, and then you're out.
Correct.
It's very impersonal. But here, you feel a connect, and the people are so welcoming. Like I said earlier, it's the smiles, the songs, and just the beauty of the place.
Nice.
So happy to be here.
Should we expect a Shobha's take anytime soon, based on the visit?
For sure, because I'm just absorbing it all. Like all writers anywhere in the world, your third eye is always open.
Correct.
And you're always listening, you're always, I'm looking at you and saying how stylish and gorgeous are you.
Thank you.
So there's so many impressions that are coming at me from all directions. And all of it will come into Shobha's take. I am absolutely sure. When I go back and make my notes properly.
True. Let's get into one thing. Help us understand the process that has given rise to your unapologetic yet entirely riveting body of work.
It's so very important to stick to one thing for any writer. It's your own voice. If you cannot find your own voice early enough when you start your career as a writer, it gets hard. If you're going to be writing like someone else,
True.
or you're inspired by someone else, that's fine. But if you think I'm going to be doing something in exactly the same way, then you're bound to fail.
Correct.
Because that voice of authenticity, and for me, that word authenticity says everything about each one of us. We are authentic selves
Right.
in our lives and certainly in our self-expression. Whether it's a painter or a poet or a filmmaker, that authenticity comes through. Otherwise, that false note.
We spoke a little bit about sticking to one thing when you write. So, is there a genre that you've not jumped into, but you would like to, let's say, probably tomorrow or the day after?
Crime thriller, because I just don't have the gift for it, and science fiction, because it's something just so alien to me.
Right.
I fall flat on my face. I think I'm doing an okay job with what I've been doing for the last 52
The whole thing
years.
about writing
So why don't I just stick to that and do it as well as I can, if not better?
So, when I say unapologetic and 21st century, when we talk about being unapologetic, we talk about speaking the truth. And when we do that, we get like a lot of flack on social media for crying out loud. How you deal with something like that?
I'm way beyond responding to anonymous trolls.
Okay.
I wouldn't dignify them with a response. I say what I have to say. I'm not breaking the law. I'm not causing blood to flow in the streets
Right.
or inciting riots. It's a woman's opinion. If you don't like it, you can unfollow me. And I'm not looking at numbers anyway. I'm beyond numbers. I'm just myself.
Right.
Hmm.
You know what? We're here in the Northeast, and Shillong is known for its music and fashion and style, amongst many other things. I personally adore your sense of style, but how do you define it? How do you define Shobha De's style?
I would say it's as unpredictable as I am. It
Okay.
depends on the day I wake up, and I honestly don't plan wardrobes. I don't plan looks. I don't plan this is my airport look and this is my Little Fest look, and this is how I'm going to be. It's very spontaneous, and it's also quite arbitrary.
Okay.
It's just that over the years I've accumulated so much stuff in terms of accessories, saris, scarves, stoles, shawls. So it's not that.
I like the Diwali look, by the way.
Oh, that was kind of nice. But that was a really old. It's a 60-year-old sari.
Right.
It's so fragile. I thought it's going to come off me.
And the nut, obviously.
That's a Maharashtrian. Oh, what an observation!
Like I said, I did my research.
Fantastic.
The year is coming to an end. What's the best read for you this year? I could guess it, but I want to hear it from you.
It is Salman Rushdie's The Knife,
Okay.
because it's a very powerful book about a writer who suffered a lot, gone through something that no human being should go through. Forget about any writer who's being attacked in public with a knife going through his neck for what he stands for, what he believes in.
Correct.
And that book was a chronicle of what that attack actually meant, how he survived it, everyone had given him up to a loss. And Salman Rushdie is one of our most prolific and also one of our most amazing contemporary writers. And he's a journalist writer. He's always observing, always
True.
commenting. So I have a lot of respect for him.
So, you know what? I was about to say The Vegetarian by Han Kang.
Of course, the vegetarian. But I was told by one of your colleagues that it doesn't qualify for this year's read because it
Okay.
wasn't published this year.
Okay.
Though it's my top read for the last 5 years. I think it won the award this year.
It did.
But it was published originally maybe 2 years ago, perhaps 2 years ago.
Okay.
But it's such an insight into Korea, Korean society. Very complex read about social issues, about taboos, about coming to terms with so many things within yourself. A deeply disturbing book.
Wow. I want you to clear the air once and for all. Does one need to be a book snob, and I mean it in the best possible way, or an intellect to attend literary festivals?
I think you just have to be a seeker of truth.
I was one.
And what better way than to meet writers who are sharing the truth at the literature?
Correct.
So you don't have to be. I hate the word snob in itself because a snob is always someone who's displaying his or her own insecurity.
Then
A confident person can never be a snob. So, but yes, you have to be interested in the written word, and that's what the fest celebrates.
So I went.
And finally, Ms. Day, let's hear it from you. If you were to define Shillong in 3 words, what would they be?
Not as bad as
Serenity
I
for
thought
sure.
when I was reading the newspaper reports on Washington.
But that's another word is
It's not
again in tune with
somebody was
serenity,
just waiting to
beauty.
ambush you or kidnap
I
you.
don't like it being
No,
described
there was
as the
nothing like
Scotland
that.
of the
There
East.
was
Because
security,
Scotland can be
I
called the Shillong of the
risks.
West for all I care. It's about identity. It's about the people
But
with
that was that. And then
just songs in their hearts. It's not just people who sing well. It's much more than that. It's very deep and profound, and they have so much pride in their own cultural identity, in their roots, and they celebrate that in every which way. They have not lost out, like a lot of other states in India have completely. They don't know who they are. So I find that so beautiful about Shillong. I hope to spend more time here.
Brilliant. Ms. Day, thank you so much for your time. It's
Thank you.
been